Is the first to show as they make their way on the run round towards the back straight, towards the first couple of fences. Pucking with Paul leads from Kamikaze de Plessis, who's close up on the outside, and they're being chased in third as they take the run round towards the back straight by Xardu de Rie. And just behind this leading trio is Dr. Pep with Mr. Blaketon, and Karma de Cod is next, and they're being chased further back by Executive Producer. Celtic Hill is last of all. Sizing up now fence number 1. And it's Pucking with Paul who leads them out over it, being followed in second spot by Kamikaze de Plessis. And just in behind them is Xardu de Rie. Dr. Pep is just outside, and they're followed towards the inside by Mr. Blaketon as they land out over fence number 2. Just towards the outside of Mr. Blaketon is Karma de Cot. Now they make the turn, bringing them up the hill and on towards fence number 3. And out front it is Pucking with Paul who leads them on up the hill, being followed in second spot by Kamikaze de Plessis, and then towards the inside is Xardu de Rie, and towards the outside is Dr. Pep, who was a little slow at that one. Karma de Cot is next in the field, and they're chased by Mr. Blaketon. 2 or 3 lengths back to Executive Producer, and Celtic Hill is last of all. Racing now on the uphill run to bring them on towards fence number 4 before they come down the hill first time. And out in front, as they take the climb, gonna rise in front is Pucking with Paul with Kamikaze de Plessis, who jumps up on the outside. Xardu de Rie is close in behind as they race now towards the bend. That's going to bring them on down the hill towards fence number 5, and then they'll have completed their first circuit in the opening division of the 4-year-old contest. And it's Pucking with Paul who leads them down, being chased on the outside by Kamikaze de Plessis. Towards the inside is Xardu de Rie, and they're followed by Dr. Pep and Mr. Blaketon with Karma de Cot towards the outside. Further back behind these to Executive Producer, and still the back marker as they come towards this one is Celtic Hill. Over fence 5 they go, and on the inside Pucking with Paul. Towards the outside is Kamikaze de Plessis, and they're followed by Dr. Pep, and then just behind these is Xardu de Rie, and this one's being followed just in behind by Karma de Cot, who's towards the outside of Mr. Blaketon. Next up behind these, Executive Producer, and Celtic Hill is last of all. On the bend now, bringing them round towards the back straight and on towards fences 6 and 7. And Pucking with Paul has led for the first circuit. Kamikaze de Plessis never too far away, the mount of Rob James. And then towards the inside is Xardu de Rie and Owen Mann. Just behind this one is Dr. Pep, who's just towards this one's outside, mount of David Doyle. And they're chased by Karma de Cot, who's next under Oren McGill as they land over fence number 6, where Xardu de Rie got tight to it and lost a length in jumping as they go towards fence 7 now. And out in front, it is Pucking with Paul from on the outside. Kamikaze de Plessis, who is much quicker through the air there. Right in behind the leading pair, Dr. Pep, with Karma de Cot going up on the outside. And then Xardu de Rie, and this one's chased by Mr. Blaketon. Break of 3 or 4 lengths to Executive Producer, and a similar break to Celtic Hill at the back of the field. Up they go now towards the halfway point, heading on towards fence number 8. And on the inside, it is Pucking with Paul, Kamikaze de Plessis towards the outside. Right behind them in third, Karma de Cot continues to make steady headway towards the halfway point in the race. And then Dr. Pep with Xardu de Rie. And this one's followed in behind by the blue jacket of Mr. Blaketon. A couple of links to Executive Producer. A few more back to Celtic Hill as they come now towards the fence at the top of the track. This is fence number 9 they come to before they turn down the hill second time. Pucking with Paul over in front from Kamikaze de Plessis on the outside. They're the leading pair. Right behind them is Dr. Pep with Karma de Cot next. And behind this one goes Xardu de Rie as they begin to take the descent. Mr. Blaketon close behind them. Still this break of a couple of lengths to Executive Producer, and the same to Celtic Hill. Down the hill they go, making their way on towards the fence, which will be the last in the circuit's time. It's 6 from the finish this time around in the opening division of the 4-year-old. And Kamikaze de Plessis just about to take over the lead now on the far side from Pucking with Paul as they land over this one. New leader, Kamikaze de Plessis leads Pucking with Paul and is going to inject a bit of pace into the race with a mile ahead of them as they make their way into the turn now, bring them on round towards the back straight. Kamikaze de Plessis from Pucking with Paul, Dr. Pep the 2-3. Right in behind them, next in 4 is Karma de Cot, and then towards the inside, Xardu de Rie, and then just behind them, Mr. Blaketon. They're chased further back in the field by an improving executive producer, and Celtic Hill is last of all. Into the back straight they go. They've got 5 fences left to be jumped, and Kamikaze de Blazy presses on by 4. Zardu Duri is racing in second, then pucking with Paul. Just in behind them, Dr. Pep, Karma de Cott on the inside, Mr. Blaketon. Good jump, Karma de Cott there, past a couple as they head to race on now towards the 4th last fence, and it's Kamikaze de Blazy, Dr. Pep, Karma de Cott right there in behind them, and ridden into it Zardu Duri on the inside, and then comes Mr. Blaketon. Celtic Hill pecked at the back of it. Pucking with Paul has dropped quickly out as they head up the hill now, make their way on to go towards the 3rd last fence. And out front is Kamikaze de Plaisir with Zardu Duri on the inside, Karma de Cott the outside. Right in behind them is Dr. Pep as they land over that one. Karma de Cott hit it hard. Dr. Pep hit it harder as they head up the hill. Pucking with Paul's pulled up. Kamikaze de Plaisir leads them up from in second spot. Zardu Duri getting right into it now as executive producer, making a big show on the outside and going up to make it a line of 3. As they head now to race towards the 2nd last fence at the top of the hill. Plenty vying for the lead. On the inside, Zardu Duri, executive producer, mistake the leader there as they make the turn towards home. And Zardu Duri is the one that's taken over the lead as they turn towards the downhill run now with 1 fence left to jump. Zardu Duri with on the outside executive producer trying to mount a challenge. They're being followed in 3rd by Kamikaze de Blazy and then Mr. Blaketon and Karma de Cott, and down the hill they come, and it is Zardu Duri who's got the advantage and stretching further and further clear towards the final fence. It's Zardu Duri with a clear lead to the last, coming to it now over in front and clear and going further clear up towards the line, and it's Zardu Duri who's a very convincing winner of the opening division of the 4-year-old for Owen Mann and Derek O'Connor. Back in second is Kamikaze de Blazy, and they're chased in 3rd by executive producer. Bit of a battle for 4. Mr. Blaketon might hold on to that in front of Dr. Pep, and Karma de Cott, and pulled up at the last was Celtic Hill.